These are the most loved versus the most hated YouTube animators. Let's just jump right in.
For every beloved family channel, there's a hated one that's a disaster off camera, starting with one of YouTube's most controversial animators, Raccoon. Initially creating his channel back in 2015, Rocky quickly became a hit due to his snappy, colorful animations perfect for kids. However, over time, many fans started raising concerns about some of the questionable content he was uploading on his channel.
Unfortunate pause screen, I know. What? Yo, we gotta chill out, bro. What is going on? What could possibly be the context right here that makes this not super weird? I mean, probably the answer is this is just super weird and that's all the context I need. But like, what could possibly be the context of this situation that could make this not like, yo, what are we doing here, boss? Like, I hate to pause so soon, but like, are we being for real right now? But we'll let it play.
This further led to Rocky receiving comments like this. As an animator, this actually takes a lot of time, so this is just sad that he is wasting all of his animating skills on this. If your parents bought your college tuition to go pursue arts and they see you make this, what would they say? However, Rocky wouldn't listen to these comments, as in 2021, he took things a step further when he uploaded his now deleted animation featuring the Young Hee doll from the popular show Squid Game. After the release, many viewers immediately called him out, not just for the dance moves, but also due to concerns that the character was modeled after a child. Rocky later ended up going live to defend himself, but made the whole situation worse by first claiming that it was just a doll.
I have actually made an apology video about this. I did not mean to in any way like the Squid Game doll. I also did not that the girl was supposed to be a child, because it's just a doll.
Then later posting he knew exactly what he was doing, playing it off as a troll for views. Ultimately, this behavior led Rocky's entire community to turn against him, with his latest videos on his channel only hitting a fraction of the views he once got. But while Raccoon was the cautionary tale of what not to do as an animator, Jaiden Animations was the complete opposite.
Jaiden Animations has been a OG legend in the YouTube community for a long time. Like, I mean, Jaiden was around back when I started watching. I started watching YouTube back in like, wow, it's a long time ago, man. Like 2015, early 2016, and that was kind of the era of like PewDiePie and Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and like all those channels that I'd watch. And it's always cool to see those channels that make it. They make it through the long haul, and some of them might not get as many views as before, some might not post as often, some might switch up their content, but it is always really cool to see the channels that have tested the times. And I also remember back like in 2021, I have another channel. It's like a story time channel that but before it used to just be like a commentary channel, and I remember I covered a couple things of some people doing some pretty not so great stuff to Jaiden, right? Where it's like, that's another thing. Like, the internet could be pretty crazy, dude. Like, they will, they'll take real people and draw them in a way that's not so great, if you catch my drift. I remember that whole situation was insane, but I haven't really caught up with what she's been up to recently, but I see it in my recommended sometimes. I see YouTube will tell me which videos you guys like, and I see those videos pop up as well, so it's good to see an OG goat continuing to do what they do best.
Since launching her channel back in 2014, Jaiden has built a genuine connection with her audience, growing to over 14.5 million subscribers. With her clean storytelling, expressive art style, and wholesome sense of humor, she quickly became one of the most beloved creators in the animation community.
Hi Jaiden, how are you? Alright, loser, I've got a quiz to take.
But what really makes her stand out is how she talks about personal struggles like social anxiety, mental health, and self-growth in a way that feels real, comforting, and never preachy.
So I raised my hand and almost immediately started shaking. My palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms heavy. Vomit on my sweater already, mom spaghetti, which... Why? I'm consenting to participation here.
And with this type of content, Jaiden quickly earned herself comments like these. I used to watch these videos out of entertainment, but after starting high school, these videos have helped a lot in my mental health. Even when she came out as aromantic and asexual in 2022, the response was overwhelmingly positive.
I've come to realize that I'm aro-ace, which stands for aromantic asexual. And I know what you're thinking. That's not gay. What the hell is that? And you know what? That is completely fair.
I respect you so much for spotlighting this. You're going to help a lot of people with this video. But Jaiden's impact goes far beyond just her content. She's used her platform to support real causes, including the time she participated in Hope from Home, a global charity livestream led by Jacksepticeye, which raised over $260,000 for COVID-19 relief efforts.
Oh, Jaiden, we reached our goal. 250K.
What? Whoa! Where did that come from? Bruh, someone just donated $20,000.
And through these efforts, Jaiden has proven to her audience that she's more than just a content creator. She's someone who uses her platform to consistently give back to others. Unlike Nutshell Animations, who was caught building their 10 million subscriber channel on a foundation of lies. Starting back in 2018, Nutshell Animations quickly became a recognizable name in the YouTube animation scene. The channel rose to fame through their short, punchy meme skits that blend popular audio clips with quirky characters.
So if you can explain to me in one sentence why you thought this was a good idea, I might just let you go. Yeah, see, I don't get it either.
However, behind these fun, fast-paced videos was a much more complicated story. In January 2025, a commentary YouTuber, Beto999, dropped a video titled Nutshell Animations, the most corrupt channel on YouTube, exposing how Nutshell doesn't do any of the animations, but outsources them to freelance animators who are left severely underpaid.
It's kind of scummy to, steal an audio, and then on top of that, do none of the work and have other people do it for you. I agree, it's scummy. Basically what happened is that I was contacted by 3 different people, all claiming to be animators for Nutshell.
Okay, so this is interesting, right? Because I probably got to hear the rest of this, but one thing I will say is if you run a full studio and you are putting out a lot of content, if it's something where you openly say, I'm the animator of this, and then you're not, well, that's deceitful and misleading, of course. I will say though, think about a lot of the animated shows you might like. It's it's not just one artist, it's not the creator of the show doing it. So I'm sure that there's a reason here, but for me, it would never be an issue alone if it's an animated channel had animators. It's you're giving work to people, and it sounds like the working conditions were pretty bad, but it's almost if there's a show or something, I'm not going to be upset if oh my god, the creator of the show isn't the writer, producer, animator, scripter, distribution, management, taxes. It is something where if it really is a production, I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with having, hiring animators. I really just don't see that as an issue. However, there's then the 2 categories of one category of saying, hey, this is all done by me, and then it's not, and that's deceitful. And then there's the category of really bad working conditions, which also if you just think about the market dynamics for, animators, I mean, it's something where it's a hard skill, but then there's also a lot of people who want to do it. So with those market dynamics, you can usually get away with not paying that much per just because of how the market works here, which then if you're not careful, it's you can lead to having really bad conditions. And, for example, with my company, it's we have video editors, but what I like to do is I like to have them part-time. So it's they know that they get a consistent amount every single month, and we pay above market rate per, video edit. And part of that is because I want, consistent good quality, and I want them to show up consistently, but it's also you're able to give a lot more kind of stability, and, it's kind of in the contract, hey, you do this and you get this, and it's keeping it like that. But I've seen a lot of cases where with animators, artists, video editors, that kind of more the creative field where there's a lot of job pressure for price dynamics, it can get a little questionable.
And outright saying that these are not allegations, and he does in fact pay 50 measly ass dollars for them to do his job.
And the internet did not take this lightly, as many people left comments feeling sorry for the animators. I feel bad for the animators, having to animate such weird and cringy stuff. They are getting paid $50 to make content farms. That's actually wild. This is literally just capitalism in a nutshell. Your labor, their profits. However, things only got worse for Nutshell when these animators came forward once again, claiming they were forced to complete 2 full animations before receiving any payment. And even then, those payments were often delayed across multiple projects, while the channel completely disregarded any credit given to the real creators. Eventually, critics started to point this out, and Nutshell did start crediting animators in his video descriptions, but many questioned if it was too late. This might as well be off-brand slavery. Your local grocery store has way better pay than Nutshell. But while Nutshell Animations used shady tactics to reach fame, YouTuber The Odd Ones Out earned his success through genuine talent and hard work. Robert James Rallison, better known as The Odd Ones Out, stands out as one of the most respected names in the YouTube animation space. With over 20 million subscribers, his channel is a hub for storytime animations, where he shares personal stories, quirky observations, and reflections on everyday life.
Looking back, I'm so glad I got a single room because that room couldn't even fit myself. Literally, I could stand in the middle of the room, hold my hands out, and without moving my feet, I could touch the walls of the room. Maybe I just have long arms, I don't know.
But before his rise to fame, James began his creative journey as a teenager on Tumblr, publishing webcomics featuring his signature characters that are known as...
Yeah, I mean, The Odd Ones Out has been similar to what I said about Jaiden, like just one of those like long time standing names of just like being able to, you know, just exist for so long on YouTube, and it's been like consistently like quality. And I always will see occasionally like on Twitter or something like, oh, he's in a controversy, and I always look at it and like, guys, are we just making up controversies at this point? Like, I mean, I used to do more of those commentary videos back in like 2021, where most of my like videos I'd make would just, if there would be a controversy, and I'd be like, guys, is this a real thing? Like, are we being so real right now? Like, I swear to God, man, I feel like on the internet, there's like internet-only people, and then there's people who exist in real life. And the majority of people who watch content on the internet are people who live in real life, but they're usually the minority that don't comment. So whenever you see these like controversies, I sometimes look at them. And look, sometimes the internet controversies are like, yo, you did something bad, but most of the time it's like, dude, are we being serious? Like, is this something we're actually getting upset about? And I think I don't even remember. I think I did have a commentary like on the Odd Ones Out back in the day too. I can't even remember what it was about. I just remember how stupid it was. That's like literally all I remember, dude. So one rule about being on the internet and being large enough on the internet is you will always have people mad about something, and you will always have people mad about something stupid. Like, it is at this point almost just a rule on the internet. Like, it is literally just part of existence in being a creator, is you're just gonna have people mad about stupid stuff. It is just part of the game.
Marshmallow People, these lighthearted and relatable comics laid the foundation for the massive following he has today. And later, James would take things further when he released a book in 2018, earning him a spot on the bestseller list, proving that his appeal extends well beyond YouTube.
And action.
So, Mr. James, is it true that you wrote a book?
Oh, that thing? Yes, the rumors are true. One afternoon, I was just thinking to myself, why aren't I a published author yet?
James also branched into gaming with projects like the board game Can't Catch Harry and the mobile game The Odd Ones Out, Let's Bounce. But in 2022, he made his biggest leap yet, going from YouTube sensation to Netflix star after launching Oddballs, an animated series that took his brand to an entirely new level.
Show you a trailer for my upcoming Netflix series, Oddballs.
What are you doing?
Getting set up. This ought to be a train wreck, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
And with this success, James didn't go unnoticed, with many fans congratulating him in the comments. I think we all agree that we are so proud of James and how much he has achieved.
This is also one thing that you see rarely, but when it happens, it's like really a big achievement. And that's when a social media or YouTube first creator can like effectively break into different mediums. I mean, for example, like Smiling Friends, it's more of like an adult cartoon, but like it was created by these like YouTube animators. And now it is one of the like most popular kind of like adult animated shows, and I see clips from it all the time. I haven't sat down to like watch a full episode, but from the clips I've seen, I'm like, this actually looks pretty good. And it's whenever like a creator can successfully, for example, going into different media like formats, such as writing a book. Like book sales are very different from social media. I will say that having good social media is great for book sales, or breaking in like even like toys or physical products. And you'll see that with someone like Mr. Beast. And you might think, well, it's super easy because you have such a massive audience. Well, I would say just check out all of the examples of creators who tried to launch physical products and have completely failed, right? It is a lot harder than it looks. And I think one of the biggest things, like one of the things for like animators or kind of people who produce more shows and less like gaming or react or story content, like maybe I would, right? One of the biggest like achievements, or really almost the show of how like big of a creator you are, really that comes from you are now on TV, right? You are on Netflix, you have a movie. And just because that is such a hard industry to get into, you need to be so big. These movie studios and writers and Netflix and Hulu and all these need to think that you have such a large audience that it's worth their probably very large investment. So whenever you see something like this, that is like a big sign that they've done really, really well.
You know you've done something right when you've got a whole Netflix series based around your work. Proving James's consistent dedication to his craft and fans was a major reason for the huge following he has today. However, not every animator with a massive following uses their platform responsibly. A prime example of this is Rico Animations. With over 12 million subscribers, Rico Animations looks like a normal YouTube channel, but dive deeper and you'll find content that makes you question everything.
Bro.
Due to these questionable videos, critics have compared Rico to other problematic channels like Raccoon, even though his channel description openly admits the content is sus and not meant for kids. The cartoonish art style still appeals to a much younger audience. On top of this, many fans have called out Rico's content as straight up brain rot, voicing their concerns with YouTube allowing this type of content on their platform. Rico Animations, the king of brain rot. YouTube needs new management. The channel still remains up with no major issues, but the community's reaction is a wild mix of disgust and fascination. But unlike Rico Animations, YouTuber Domix didn't need to use controversial content to build his following. With over 7 million subscribers, Domix is well known for his deceptively simple animation style resembling sketched memories brought to life.
Heyo, I'm Domix, and I don't know what to say.
But within these simple visuals lies a treasure trove of relatable stories, ranging from awkward teen moments to deep reflections on life.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure Stephanie knew I liked her. I don't remember properly confessing it because I was a little bitch at the time, and I didn't really have the confidence.
At the time? Ha!
Yeah, I set myself up for that.
However, it was Domix's love for anime and drawing while growing up that truly shaped his artistic voice. Starting out with webcomics on Tumblr back in...
Like sometimes I want to address something very quickly. I will sometimes when I'm like live on YouTube or get questions of like, hey Connor, I'm a writer or an animator or an artist or something like that. Like first of all, they're asking me advice. I'm like, why are you asking me? Why are you asking me advice? I'm probably not the source of information for this, but a lot of times it'll be like, what should I do to get started? And I honestly think right now with the internet and also short form content, this is the avenue, right? Because, you know, it's really, really hard to go the traditional routes to become a successful animator or to do something like that and to get your own show, right? I mean, if you only stick to the traditional paths, you're probably you could have like, you know, write and draw and do all this stuff for really interesting shows, but there's almost this like kind of saying of like, you know, if you are going to go down these artistic paths, you're probably not going to get paid that much, right? And usually that's true. However, social media really has allowed for, you know, creatives and people that are more in the arts to, you know, to be compensated, you know, quite well if they're just kind of consistently posting on these platforms. And I'll also say that I remember this was like a little bit of a controversy, but like back in 2014, in 2015, gaming videos were so popular on YouTube. And one of the reasons was YouTube shifted towards a very watch time focused model. They still are, but it was like a very drastic shift where longer videos that would get a lot of watch time and binge sessions and stuff like that would perform really well. But these animators that would have 2 to 3 minute long videos, they still did well, but they overall felt a struggle just because it's really hard to compete with 20 minutes of watch time when you spend weeks just to get 2 minutes out there. But now it's something where with short form video content, you can produce an animation that's 20 seconds long. That still takes a while. Don't get it twisted. I know that still takes a while. But you have the possibility of getting millions and millions and millions and tens of millions of views from really short animations. And I think like for anyone who wants to be an artist, like focus on creating your own channels. If you're busy, focus on short form video because it takes significantly less time than long form. Long form pays you a lot better, so it's a good idea to do that as well. But short form video will give you the opportunity to not have to put in as much time as long form and still get a great result out. So just a little thought.
2010, he transformed his personal experiences into animations that don't just entertain, but connect.
Hi, nice to meet you. You know you're short.
What? Oh dear, when did this happen? I must have been unaware of my physical appearance for the past 26 years of my life.
But beyond his channel, Domix expanded his creativity in 2018 when he opened a board game cafe in Mississauga called Domix GG Gaming Cafe.
Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm opening a board game cafe.
From a YouTuber to a gaming cafe owner, hope to be just like you one day. And thanks to his friendly, approachable persona, Domix has earned himself a loyal fan base, with viewers often leaving comments like this. Honestly, I've never heard someone with not only a fantastic voice, but an amazing personality and way of telling stories. I literally love you so much, whoops. But unfortunately, not every successful animator maintains Domix's humble approach, as our next creator proved that talent doesn't always equal good character. Vivian Medrano, aka VivziePop, has become incredibly popular in the online animation world, mainly recognized as the creator of the popular cartoons Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Her bold, colorful style and unapologetically mature themes put her in a league of her own, but also landed her smack dab in the middle of multiple controversies. Starting back in 2016, VivziePop introduced JoJo in Zoophobia, a character some saw as an exaggerated, problematic caricature of a transgender person, which soon dug a deep trench of distrust between her and many fans. I knew she was shallow, but mother of mercy, I did not know it was this bad. I hate how many MFS glaze VivziePop like she can do no wrong. However, things didn't end there for VivziePop, as she was later criticized for her choice of lyrics for the song Loser Baby in Has-Been Hotel. As while the song tried to highlight the serious issues portrayed in the show, its phrasing struck many fans as insensitive. Loser Baby is the basic "you're not alone" message, just 100 times more aggressive, and also it just pushes away the importance of representing it properly. Ultimately, VivziePop showed that no matter how talented you are, the way you handle criticism can still turn fans against you. But unlike VivziePop, some creators are never criticized.
So I'm going to leave the rest of this video for you guys to watch. Original creator linked in the description. Go subscribe, and also subscribe if you're new, and click on this video right here to watch another reaction, and peace.